Hello, Karen here, Merging Soul Tarot with your weekly Tree of Life read. So I've pulled the cards, contemplated them, and what beautiful cards is all I can say. Interesting, because in Kether we got the Bastet. The Bastet came up week after week when I first started doing these reads about 6 months ago. So interesting. That was around Aries time, I think. So yeah, very interesting. I'll take Kether to begin with. The whole read is basically about passion, sensuality, play, getting back to the root of who you are, to your centre, and to those things: passion, sensuality, but also getting back to the centre of yourself, not looking outside for anything it is you need, but to go deep within. So very kind of fitting for the start of Scorpio season, really, this read. So you'll see as it unfolds. The first card, the Bastet of 174 Hertz. So this card is about healing, but not healing in the sense of, struggling, working with his shadow. The Bastet was an Egyptian god, and she was obviously a cat goddess, the Egyptian cats. One for you, Eirwen, the cats. So yeah, she was a deity of celebration, festival, okay, but she was also a healer, a creatrix, but a healer with potions, with song, with play, with massage, sensuality, about that kind of healing in that way. So this is in Kether. So very, very interesting card to begin with. But it's like slow down and smell the roses type card. So, have an oil massage, light your candles, really connect with your body. This is about embodiment in the sense. And breathing, that 174 hertz is the resonance and frequency of a cat, that beautiful cat purr. And that gives us grounding, slowing down, grounding. But yeah, the guardian and guide into feminine paradise. Yeah, that brings healing. So it's healing in that beautiful way, that positive way, through connecting with your body and sensuality. And as I say, play. And then, so that's Kether, the top Sephiroth. Then in Bina, Bina Hochma, which is the second Sephiroth. Another one, what would your higher self say? Not say, do. Your divinity in blue jeans. Okay. So this is the end of stage 4, meeting the mentor, and it's actually the last card before crossing the threshold, which is actually you can only do alone. Yeah, you can't have anyone show you the way. It's kind of stepping into that light. And this card essentially is about, the fact that everything resides within you, the wisdom, infinite wisdom of the ages, sacred creative force, all resides within us. So this is actually saying, from that quantum field perspective, there's only one of us here. I know that's hard to grasp sometimes, but that sense of your guides, inner and outer, all part of one sea that we all swim in. So that sense of believing that you're drenched in a higher guidance, but that's if you choose, if you choose it and trust it to lead you, your own wisdom. Okay, I think Ralph Waldo Emerson said every man is divinity in disguise, a god playing the fool. And Rumi's I love Rumi. He talks about being a seeker and still being one, but stop asking the books and the stars and others and listening to the teaching of your soul. So it's that outer guidance, all that outward guidance just doesn't hold a candle to the wisdom of that guiding force within you. So that sense of being at one with all that is and connecting into that. So we got this drop down sensuously in your body, the kind of healing in a sensual, playful music, oils, candles, that creative play that brings that healing. And then in Bina, the third Sephirot, we then have this, I love this card, Passion of the Wild Red Mother. And this again is about passionate, look at that. Kind of looks a bit Plutonian, doesn't it? Looks like a picture I've got on my wall actually. Number 36. So this is about, an invitation to lay aside despair and doubt and trust the capacity of your heart. This is, and trust even those things like frustration, impatience. Trust it. Trust that it's a process. Yeah, and the kind of allowing and stop whipping ourselves or others, and dance. So we got dance. So this is a card about play. The Oracle actually says, will you join the wild red mother in her exuberant play? So this is about, our instinctual, embodied self again. And, that choice to lead through joy and heal through love and transform suffering into what it's meant to be. So it's like that crucible, suffering and difficulty and pain is the crucible through where ecstasy reveals itself, really. So it's, don't analyse, drop out of your head into your heart, into your body, into your feeling, and stop analysing, just stay in that process, that beautiful abandon process. It's a passionate path, this. I'll read you a little bit of what Rumi says. He says, bring me your unreasonableness, your insanity. That's a good job, isn't it? Your love without reason and your passion, the passion that makes you crazy and shoes all logic, restraint from your mind. That love, when you fall in love, either with someone else or with your own passion, that kind of, abandonment to it. You don't doubt that. You just throw yourself into it, don't you? So it's like, leave all your ordered thoughts, sensible plans and appropriate attire at my door. Put on your animal fur. I love this. I love Rumi. Put on your animal fur and sing to me in gibberish. When my beautiful goats die, I make drums from their skins and their spirits live on in my passionate play. That's very shamanic. When my birds drop their feathers, I gather them and put them in my hair. Come drum with me as I place feathers in your hair, and we honour the spirits of my animals, of your animal nature too, wild and free, as you are in truth. Stick your tongue out and growl at those who try. I've just got these pictures in my head. Who try to tame you with guilt, shame, and fear. You know, you get the kind of vibe from it. So this week, you know, it's about trusting yourself. It's about breaking, you know, the norms of society, the kind of like, you know, it's dancing wild naked in the woods. I'm not suggesting you do that, but that's the kind of essence of this energy here. So I'm guessing Spirit saying to us this week, you know, and Scorpio, what's Scorpio if it's not deep, passionate, sexual, sensual? You know, it's that kind of, you know, death, birth, that really kind of primordial energy. So Spirit's saying to us, join with that energy, you know, join with it. And we need to, this week, including me, drop into our hearts and do the things we're passionate about, you know, whatever it is, whether it's art, nature, sex, cooking, you know, whatever it is, it's that kind of wild abandonment. I'm going to pull some tarot now because the energy's getting me all hot under the collar there. So I'll pull some tarot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the fourth Sephirot and the fifth. So we got Hesed and Geburah. Hesed is overflowing, so this overflowing love, loving kindness, and Geburah is the container that holds that, because if we get lost in that kind of passion, it can go a bit far, I guess. So we got that kind of, you know, inward. Oh gee, look, straight away. So we got Hesed. So can I have Geburah, please, Spirit? Geburah. Oh, Geburah's looking very authoritarian there. Yeah. So look, Eight of Cups. Okay. So this is walking away from all the, you know, all the stuff that holds us back. It's, you know, 8. It's the turned on its side, the infinity sign. So it's that sense under this, you know, do you want to spend your infinity trying to heal? Or, you know, by sitting in your pain, really, in your suffering? Or do you want to walk away from that and take this invitation, you know, to really drop into your passionate desires, what, you know, what makes you excited and your bliss? So it's a kind of walking away from that, stacking that up and going, right, that's enough. I'm going to drop into my heart, into my intuition, and I'm going to, I mean, even with the moon, I see this as a path of the moon card. You know, take a walk into the unknown. Go do something. You know, it can be as simple as, you know, going out for a walk and taking a path you've never taken before. You know, just break your normal routine. It's that real sense. Drop into yourself. Don't be, you know, rule keeping and routine keeping, and it's kind of yeah, I think you can get my drift. It's that kind of energy. And you know, here we have the old emperor who kind of seems as far from that real passion, you know, the passion of the world mother, but it is Geburah and it is the container. So it's a sense of, I guess, standing in your authority, you know, taking the lead. I mean, he is Aries, so he is nice, passionate, fiery energy, but there is that sense of control on it. So yeah, you know, do all that, walk away, walk into the unknown, but, you know, keep a kind of, keep dropped into your sense of who you are, and I guess not to do anything too outlandish. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, we got Samhain, haven't we? Halloween, you know. Maybe on Halloween, guys, when the veil is thin, we can really tap into ourselves, because the veil is thin in our hearts too that night. So I'm going to pull Tiferet, which is the heart. I'm talking about the heart. So that's love, beauty, harmony. Oh my God. So yeah, 9 of Swords. If this is in your heart, this anxiety, this worry, this kind of mental torment, you know, that's not funny, that's not good, that's a bad thing to have going on in your heart or your mind. This is the antithesis of harmony, you know, peace, love, that Tiferet is. So, you know, try out some different healing. If you've been trying to heal, especially from emotional and mental pain, you know, try doing something. Go get a aromatherapy session. If you can't afford that, go and buy some nice fragrant oil and get someone you love to give you a good massage. You know, I know that sounds trite, but sometimes when we're so much in our head, we need to drop into our bodies. We need to feel, because our heads, I call the brain the data bank. It's not us. It's not us. And it's when we're stuck in that, we get that anxiety, you know? So think of a way, if you're in this energy, think of a way that you can do something sensual, playful, beautiful, passionate, you know? That's what I'm saying. And instead of trying to analyze, work it out, work through it, do your shadow work, this don't. It's like, take some time out, even if it's only for this week, you know. When I paint, I love to paint at times with my hands, feel it. You know, it's that kind of play. It's, yeah, I think you get what I'm saying. It's that, try another way. If you're stuck in anxiety and you've got mental pain and anguish, and it's not working out, that healing energy for you, then yeah, drop into, you know, your body and your sensuality. And, you know, candles. I love candles. I love incense. I love the kind of beauty of that. I love the light. I love, you know, get a load of tea lights safely, I might add, people, and, you know, get something safe to put them on and light loads of them and sit there with, yeah, just enjoy yourself in whatever way floats your boat, as long as it's not hurting anyone else, I might add. So I'm going to do the 7th Sephirot Netzach, which is kind of your face in the world, and Hod, which is intellect, but it's the feminine intellect, so it's that kind of right brain intellect. That's the best way to describe it. So Netzach, oh, there's that Hod, please. There's Hod. So Netzach, I mean, look at this. From, you know, these 3 more kind of stayed, and the Knight of Cups, you know, look at him. Romance, love. But in Netzach, you know, we got this Queen of Cups, this beautiful Queen of Cups, this nurturing, loving energy, you know, that emotional stability, and the Sun. And again, for me, the Sun always reminds me of that childlikeness, not to be childish, but, you know, as I was saying about painting with your hands, that kind of essence of play. And we've got this in Hod. So this is like, you know, allow your mind that might be like that, you know, they're battling there. If you're battling in your mind, you've got mental anguish, become this, drop into this. I mean, she is the queen of sensuality and you know, beautiful energy. So drop into that, and into that kind of, you know, sunny energy, the joy that children have, the wonder. Yeah, I really think this week is to break out of some of these like intensely heavy energies that we've had, and the amount of work people have been people have been doing within themselves, you know. I think it's time to give ourselves a break this week. Well, I'm going to listen to this. I should excuse the dog barking. So I'll pull Yesod, which is the ninth Sephirot, and that is the union, you know, of the whole lot. It's a masculine and feminine union, and it's actually about sexual union, which is the material of the connection between the yin and the yang, the masculine, the feminine. Okay, and then Malchus, which is our world. So Spirit, can you give me Yesod, please? Yesod, please, Spirit. What's to come? Malchus, please. Yeah, and then that's interesting. In the middle, so this is Yesod. You've got the sun there, you've got the Queen of Cups there, you've got the moon there. I said about the path of the moon. You know, this new moon in Scorpio, you know, do that balancing. Bring, you know, middle path. This is middle path between the two pillars. Okay, so it's sitting here. Path of the moon is a difficult one. But, you know, there are two sides to our character. And like that card said at the beginning, in Chokhmah, which is the feminine energy down this side of the Tree of Life, it said about, you know, the abandon that we need, the abandonment, to abandon ourselves to our instinctual nature. You know, that thing Rumi said about putting on your furs and dancing naked, all but fur and feather. So, you know, we're often talking about the wolf and the dog, but the thing that both of them represent is our instinctual nature, and there is nothing wrong with our instinctual nature. We're not trying to bury that, or we shouldn't be. We should be embracing that and raising that up. So those primal energies within us, this is kind of, you know, and the moon is where we go down, where we touch on that primal energy. So this new moon, you know, as we're moving up to the new moon, maybe it is time to get in touch with that and embrace it. You know, not be judging it as a bad thing. I mean, I think again in this card it said about, you know, not judging, not kind of calling one thing good and one thing bad. It's, you know, bring your frustration, your disappointment, embrace it. I think that's the real sense. And then, yeah, we've got a lot of the moon here. We got 3 lots of moon and the sun. Okay, so we got the 2 of swords again. So yeah, this is about making that decision to break through, you know, not sitting there blindfolded, you know, but kind of doing what would your higher self do. We can often be in that anxiety and that kind of cross purpose, that indecision, simply because we're relying on outside things, you know, for our decisions. That can only come from ourselves. So again, it's air energy. So, you know, drop out. We need to be more in that heart energy this week, I think, in the kind of primal, bodily, sensual felt self. So, you know, if you can't do that every day of this week, at least arrange something for Halloween, you know, where you won't look odd. get a fur and, you know, go naked in a fur down to the woods and dance under the moonlight, bare fur, you know. Yeah, but this is like making that decision, you know. I think all too often we're so worried about what other people will think. We think, well, we're adults, we're sensible, we should be doing this, we should be doing that, you know. But this is make that decision, okay? Make that decision to let go, to tap into that primal nature, to, you know, dance in the moonlight. It's a bit cold here in the UK to dance naked in the moonlight, but you understand what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be anything magnificent. It could be as much as buying a pot of Play-Doh and playing with it. It's just that sense of tapping into your felt sense, your bodily sense, your being embodied. We are in body, we are spirits in body, and our body is not lesser than our spirit. It is a beautiful, incredible vehicle to carry our spirits for this time we're here on earth. So yeah, make that decision, whatever it is. Play, lighten up. It will go deeper and get passionate. Yeah, but I think you can see what I'm saying. But yeah, and not all of us have got someone to be sensual and passionate with in a physical way, you know. So not all of us can do that, but there are many ways of bringing us passion and play and, you know, beauty. Oh, we got two here. Okay, so I'll go with this one first. These are the Untethered Soul message cards. So we got experiencing energy here. So looking at this 9 of swords and perhaps this 2 of swords, you know, when you feel pain, simply view it as energy. Let go and give room for the pain to pass through you. So yeah, you know, you go to that sensuality and that play and doing things in that kind of way. You know, if you get any of this come up, just let it move through you. Just like, you know when you get wind in your belly after you've eaten something, you belch, don't you, or it goes the other direction. So there's that sense of, if we could imagine our pain just like a large belch, you know, you can, yes, it sometimes hurt as it's surfacing, but just let it go. It's energy, it's not you. So any of that. And then you've got going beyond. I think these are all going beyond. Right, what does it say? What if consciousness were to remove its focus from your personal set of thoughts? So that could be that 9. Your personal set of emotions, that could be that 8 of Cups. And your limited sensory input. Would you become untethered from the bonds of the personal self and be free, set free to explore beyond? So that's really interesting. That's asking us to remove ourselves from all this outside stimuli, all the things that are not us. We have emotion, we have thoughts, you know, we hear, we see, we take, but we aren't those things, okay? We're such a beautiful soul, and we're meant to be at play, enjoying, you know, we're on a ride here on earth. We really are. And I know it's a painful ride sometimes, but yeah, allow that pain, even for this week. Just attempt to allow any pain, discomfort come up like a large belch is all I can say. I think the energy's bringing the child out in me, a bit of toilet humour there. Sorry about that, people. All right then. Well, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And by the way, if you haven't already seen it, I've got the Scorpio season reads up. I'll put a link up there. Go check those out. All right then. Lots of love. Bye bye.